Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it very much. So today, oh, my beard looks awful. Today, my beard looks awful. Um, no, so for today, I've got a lot of different things I wanted to talk about, a lot of different things on my mind. Mentioned a couple of things yesterday in my show that fun stuff that's going to be coming down the pipe for me and a lot of people that I know in the not too far future. So gonna be a fantastic time. So I'm sorry my hat seems to be glowing. Something's up with my camera. I need to adjust it again. So yeah, took it to film Christmas opening stuff like that with my family and everything, and had to adjust some of the settings on it, and it's not been the same since. Wonder if I could factory reset it. Anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and jump right in here. First things first, do me a favor, please smash those likes. It helps the algorithms find helps other people find this type of content. I would greatly appreciate those likes. And also do me a favor and subscribe if you're not already. If you're a new listener, a new attendee here for a live show, subscribe to the channel. Help me grow it. It's going to be very important coming up for me in the not too far future, I think, unfortunately. So yeah, we will talk about that in a minute, and then share it out with your socials. Help me grow the channel out there. So I do a Patreon as well, 4:30 afternoon. It scrolling while I'm not on the screen here, and it is also linked in the description of the channel. 4:30 in the afternoon, I usually run a unfiltered version of Papa Joe Show, which means I talk about subjects and topics that would otherwise get me banned or removed from YouTube. So anyways, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and pop in here and say good morning to a few folks. So we've got Eva here. Good morning. How are you? How do I view your How do I view your view in your Patreon? It opens up the link. So I have YouTube as the underlying service that's doing the actual video. I am linking it inside of Patreon so that you have access to it through Patreon. Now the Patreon show is also using YouTube underneath it, but it is entirely separate YouTube from my regular live shows that I do. So there's two separate accounts, if you will. So that gives me the ability to keep things separated, keep this channel as free as I can of things that would get it banned or removed. And then on the other one, I don't care. I will build and build and build and build and rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. The thing is you guys through Patreon have the access to those videos regardless, because I'll just put them back up. It's not really that big of a deal. Patreon in Q1 will be adding a streaming service inside of it, so I'll be able to actually stream from there. Also, I am building a website for the Papa Joe Show where I can actually stream directly to my website as well. So if things actually go down, you'll be able to find the content there as well. So hopefully that answers that for you, Eva. Good morning, Tom, and Merry Christmas. It was fantastic. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Let's see. 7 days, way too fast. Yeah, it is always too fast when you're visiting family and friends that you love and care deeply about. Busy Mountain, good morning. How are you doing today? Good morning. Good morning. So, Gloria, good morning. How are you today? Perfect. Good morning, Kim. How are you? Thanks all for jumping in. Do me a favor. Share this link out and get other people in here. If you are watching live, please pop into the chat and say hey, wave channel, whatever. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, just like it, retweet it, whatever. Get other people in here watching it. So, anyways, with that, good morning, Jeff. How are you doing? Welcome, thanks for being here. So, today, I wanted to talk about inflation. I want to talk about real estate. I want to talk about cryptos in general and how cryptos is already being shown to be an exit strategy for an inflation-ridden country. So we're going to touch that here in just a minute. First things first for me, I want some coffee. So my wife bought me a nitro brewing coffee system for Christmas. I absolutely love nitro coffee. Basically, it's a cold brewed coffee that has nitrogen infused in it. And the nitrogen gives it kind of a sweeter taste to the actual just black coffee. And I absolutely love it. So it's fantastically wonderful. So yeah, fun times. I'm really confused about my lighting. I am sorry about that, guys. Let me just take the hat off. Whatever. Sorry about that. Anyways, so let's see. Let's get in here. and talk about this today. So the flashbang, by the way, this person I'm going by, his nickname is Flashbang because he's there 1 second and gone the next kind of thing. Anyway, Flashlane backed antitrust crackdown could worsen inflation. Larry Summers warned. So if you guys don't know who Larry Summers was, he was the chairman of the Treasury, I think, or he's a Treasury Secretary, during the Clinton administration. Yeah. So, anyways, he's pointing out that the fact that they're going after the antitrust stuff, the violations there could worsen the ongoing inflation crisis. I don't really know what he's talking about with this particular thing here, but I wanted to point out in here that U.S. consumer prices surged 5.7% in November. I wonder what they are in December. I'll wait till January. It's going to get worse before it gets better, folks. It really is. Just really hope you're prepared for that. The inflation costs are going up significantly over and over and over again. So, compared to 1 month compared to the same month a year earlier. So, in 1 year, same month, it went up more than 5.5%. Who was it that did the? Was it Roosevelt or Nixon? I don't remember. One of them did a price increase freeze. I think that's probably in the not too far future where we're going to have a price increase freeze where they will mandate from the government that companies and businesses will not be able to increase the pricing on goods and services. Sorry. They will not be able to increase the prices on goods and services for X amount of time. I don't remember when or which one did it, but what ended up happening as soon as that was taken off or taken out or when it expired, its prices soared. They jumped massively to regain the needed increase to remove the price block, or to remove the lost funds, the lost revenue, that the businesses would have had there. So, anyways, yes, Busy Mountain. Sorry. Yes, it is supposed to be good for you if you are drinking it and or obtaining in other ways. It's very good for you. I feel much better when I drink the coffee that's nitrogen infused. It's very different. I never get a buzz off of coffee like some people do, like shakies or whatever. It does the opposite for me. Like it switches the wires around and kind of gives me a little bit of a slowdown, which is kind of nice. But anyways, so be mindful of this, folks. Be ready for this. I hope you and your friends and family are aware of what's taking place. Surging inflation has put pressure on American workers by effectively erasing wage gains and raising the cost of everyday goods. Yes, it has. Flashbang has pushed back on critics who argue pandemic-era economic policies are stoking inflation, and they are. They are. They keep trying to push money. They keep trying to push this. Look at this price here. Where is this? Consumer prices rose 6.8% over 12 months ending in November, a 39-year high. Many economics expect inflation to remain near its level for the next few months. I actually think it's going to go higher. The reason being is because they have not stopped printing money. $6 for a gallon of gas? I don't even know where this is. Where is this? It should give me photo information. I don't know where, or whatever. $6, $7 in California. I know that it's been $7 in California. So just be paying attention to this, people. You know how you get out of this? You know you get away from it? Cryptocurrency. So the Turkish lira weakens further in eroding last week's gains. So last week the value of the Busy Mountain. Let's see here. Papa, can we speak about Reggie's patent infringement via certain crypto? Does Reggie have capability to charge so much for a transaction that it puts some crypto out of the use case? Busy Mountain, let me look at that a little more before I speak. I don't want to educate. I don't want to speak out of turn. But Yeah, let me look into that before I answer that one. Maybe that's something I could talk about on my Patreon. For what it's worth, Reggie's not trying to put any of the cryptos necessarily out of business. I think he's more looking at financial institutions like Bank of America, Chase, those kinds of things, and maybe the SEC, stuff like that. The reason being is if you go look at his Twitter account, he actually just tapped a few on the shoulder saying, "Hey, I own this patent. Y'all are doing this. What are you going to do about it?" Kind of thing. How are we going to do this? To go look at that. I don't think he's necessarily going to go after any of the cryptos, at least initially. He'd probably be fine with the exchanges and the cryptos, doing some kind of minimal royalty, if any. The exchanges would probably have to list the token or use the underlying technology or something like that in order to not have to pay the penalties. Something like that I could see maybe. I've talked to him a few times on a public forums. I've reached out to him directly. I don't know. Maybe I could have him on my show. That would be a fun conversation. I don't know if he would be interested in something like that with me or not. Maybe. But Busy Mountain, let me look at it a little more before I answer that one. I need to probably do that on my other show for what it's worth. So, yeah, I know he's not trying to take out coins. I am just saying certain crypto will be less favorable use of extra. Yes, that's true. Veritasium is, what did Cliff High say? Veritasium is going to go 1-to-1 with Bitcoin in price. So whatever Bitcoin's price is, Veritasium is supposed to be the same price that Bitcoin is because of this type of stuff. So if you're holding it, I wouldn't let it go. Because his data reports that he produces are generally close to accurate. I'll put it there. Some of it is straight on the money. Some of it happens in different timelines, but it still kind of happens. So I don't know. Just pay attention. Veritasium is not going anywhere. I should probably look at that one on my other show and on the Patreon show. So if you want to pay attention to that, it's $5 a month. If you want to join there, help me grow that channel out. I would greatly appreciate it. It's the beginning or the end of the month. I think it charges at the beginning of the month. So if you want to wait till first of the year, pop in there and join it, and it'd be really, really good. Busy Mountain, I guess you talked to him this morning, it looks like. That would be interesting. Reggie says Bitcoin and XRP infringed. He told me this morning that other UTXO coins will also infringe. Reach out to me on Telegram. Let's have a conversation about that. I'm curious. Anyways, I'm going to move on here. So, those of you who are watching live here, I like to have a conversation with you guys. Oh, yeah, on Telegram. You're in there. That's right. I have to go look at that and read it. Anyways, cool stuff. So the lira is 37% weaker against the dollar this year despite rebound. Central bank gives fresh details on lira deposit scheme, and finance minister says no interventions on night scheme unveiled. Cool stuff. Pay attention, please. People in Turkey, you know what they've been doing? They haven't been going into foreign currencies like other countries typically would do. They've not been buying dollars. No. They've been buying cryptocurrency. The lira surged more than 50% last week following billions of dollars worth of state-backed market interventions. So their government bought the dollar or whatever, their lira, and rose up the, the price. And a government move to cover FX losses on certain deposits, bringing the currency back to its mid-November levels, and then it fell 37%. People who save dollars or save fiat are the ones who end up losing in the end. You need to understand, as you go through life, you need to. This is not financial advice, but Do your own research. This is not legal advice, not tax advice. As you go through life, start working on trying to figure out how to build residual incomes. That is how you legitimately build yourself economic independence. If you want to do economic independence, instead of having a cash pile of money that you just spend out and you're done when it's gone, rather than having that cash pile of money constantly pay you a monthly or a weekly or a daily, whatever payment, and you still have your principal, why not do that, right? It makes more sense to actually just have the cash, have it do something for you, make you more money, live off of that return. There's nothing wrong with that kind of stuff. Please understand, it's not for everybody. Not financial advice. I highly recommend looking into that kind of stuff. And I've mentioned on the show, on the Patreon show, that you can build residual income with cryptocurrency. You can build that and do that. And you can do it with NFTs. You can do it with regular cryptocurrencies. I've talked about Polygon. I've talked about Divi. I've talked about Axie Infinity, which is a game. It's paying more than 100% APR. No one realizes that that's there. But yeah, it's 100%. It is actual returns. Okay? It's not going anywhere because it's a game. People get addicted to games. Like the gaming stuff and the metaverse stuff is going to be very hot for a long time because that's the way the next generation is going to enjoy cryptocurrency and use it. And they're going to make money with it. They're going to do it in those ways. You want to be a part of that? Highly recommend you look at those types of things. You can build residual income with that kind of stuff. Please understand, it's not for everybody. It's not easy. And I have a Patreon show that I did a couple weeks back where I specifically showed you guys how to do some of those things. If you want to be on, even if you join the Patreon for that one thing, it would probably be worth it. Just saying, I mean, you'd make the money back 100-fold, even if you paid for a whole year, just saying. So anyways, I digress. Just something to pay attention to, something to kind of be aware of. You can do those type of things, and it is the exit strategy. Crypto is the exit strategy because it is a store of value, it is a transfer of value, it is an easy way to do it, and it's the way that people are, for the most part, used to doing. So, I'm going to move on here real quick. Fitch, which is a ratings, says that a third of rated Chinese developers would face cash crunch in a scenario where sales fall by 30%. So, key points in this article are China's real estate sector has been hit with debt crisis over the last several months, basically, in recent months, as cash crunch of the world's most indebted developer, Evergrande, came to a head. Fitch said that in its report, wow, I just lost my train of thought here. Report that in a severe scenario where residential home sales dropped by 30%, 12 or roughly a third of its 40 rated developers could go into negative cash flow. Yes, that's going to probably happen. Pay attention. Fitch also highlighted the emergence of hidden private debt. Yeah, that happened. That's set to worsen the liquidity strain. Please understand that this is going to significantly impact the whole world because China wanted to own land everywhere, and it did. And they own a lot of property in the U.S. And guess who owns the bonds on those properties? The U.S. government does. The Federal Reserve does. The Treasury does. Companies like BlackRock do. I've already showed you guys. They've written off billions of dollars. BlackRock has written off billions of dollars because of this. That probably won't be skin off their nose because of how big they are, but for the most part, there are going to be major problems with this. Major problems. Right up there at the top of the screen says S&P 500 dips from a new record high as traders weigh the new version of the cookie hunger disease, whatever. Yeah, guys, that's not what this is for. The market is about to come crashing down, and it's because of the inflation. It's because of the debt. It's because people and consumers have no faith or are losing faith in the world economies. Home sales by value, residential. Right here. This is in China, which is going to end up fluctuating around the world because they are all tied together. Unfortunately, that is what happens when you have a global economy. Residence sales plummeted alongside home buyer confidence. Home sales by value dropped 16.31% in the last year in November, a fifth month of declines. New home prices fell 0.3% from previous month, the largest decline since February 2015, according to Reuters. This is going to fluctuate around the world. I've been paying very close attention to the housing market because my wife and I, we've been trying to buy a house. Haven't been able to. We've been waiting for this black swan, the hunger disease, to just kind of disappear because that's what caused everything to be set back. Now, as things change, we will be able to actually move into doing something that we really want to do, but we're waiting until these types of things clear out. Please be ready for this. I hope you are. This is going to be worse than 2008. Quite honestly, it could send us back into the 1920s where we had the major markets just get completely destroyed. I really wonder if that's going to happen. Yes, Tom, we need a cookie monster to eat all the cookies, to get rid of them. So, I wanted to point something out here. I talked about Polygon yesterday. This is just a question. Are Polygon holders taking profits? Insight's firm sentiment looks at State of Matic as its price soars. I'm not taking profits. I don't know of anyone who is, for what it's worth. It's really, really cool, as Polygon is the leading Ethereum layer 2.0 scaling solution surged on an all-time high of $2.92. It almost hit $3, folks, before giving up its gains. It's now currently trading at the time of that writing at $2.61. Let's see here. What are we at now? It's at 247 right now. Yeah, 247. So it stays pulling back. The whole market's pulling back. Bitcoin's down below 50 again. Everything is taking your breath. There's nothing wrong with that. What's really, really, really cool about Polygon is they actually have a real world solution, and they're making real world strides. They were one of the first in the NFT space that I saw out there. Their wallet had an NFT stuff. I was like, what the heck is NFTs? I didn't even heard of it at that point. They are legitimately building some amazing stuff, and the partnerships that they're building is going to be phenomenal. Please do not underestimate Polygon. But no, I'm not taking profits. I don't know of anyone who is. I could see anyone who's staking. It's the end of the month. I could see them going ahead and pulling their rewards out to spend them or use them at the beginning of the year. Whatever. I don't know. It depends on what they're doing. But no one's taking profits. I'm not taking profits. But anyways, last thing I kind of wanted to talk about here is Tim Cook said, he's the CEO of Apple, by the way, Apple is looking at cryptocurrency. Yeah. Did you know that? I didn't really know that, and I'm an Apple engineer. Here's what the company is likely to do. Okay, this website is a big deal in the Mac world. Typically, they're not far off on the rumors, if you will, on things that they typically discuss on this channel. They do have here's what's coming down the pipe. Here's some possible things that the new hardware has, the new software has in it, and they're hints at what most likely is going to happen, and they're usually just kind of breadcrumbs or et cetera, et cetera. So please pay attention to this article, because that's what they do, is they kind of lead the people on where they're going. Pay attention. So a few weeks ago, Apple CEO Tim Cook made headlines when he said he personally owns cryptocurrency, and he does. while mentioning that Apple is looking at it from a technology perspective, but not from a treasury decision. What will Apple do with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? You guys can't really read that, can you? I thought I bumped it up some. There we go. It's something we're looking at. It's not something we're immediately we have immediate plans to do. I would characterize it as there are things that I would I would not do, like our cash balance. Basically, they wouldn't put the treasury into it. I really doubt that because they probably will. But anyways, like I said, exit strategy. I would not go and invest that in crypto. Not because I would not invest my own money in crypto, but because I don't think people buy Apple stock to get exposure to crypto. He's got a good point. But they'll probably still do it again because they'll need an exit strategy. But anyways. So if they want to do, where was I? So if they want to do that, they can, invest directly in crypto through other means. And so I would not do that. I'm not planning to, in the immediate future, to take crypto for our products. I'm not planning to, in the immediate future, to take crypto for our products. Pay attention. As a main as a main of Tinder, but there are other things that we are definitely looking at, and I wonder what those are. Let's get back to blockchain technology. What would Apple do with cryptocurrency? Apple's plans retail's financial arm. Its Apple Pay service allows people to send money in particular jurisdictions over iMessage. Sounds familiar. It also has its Apple Wallet app associated with Apple Pay services for mobile payments. Apple wants to grow its services business, and siphoning off banking services as an ideal way to do it. What does this have to do with cryptocurrency? I believe Apple will build a Bitcoin wallet directly into Apple Wallets shortly, while also allowing for a low-cost way to purchase Bitcoin on an iPhone. Now, just keep in mind, this is not official, but they typically give hints of things that are to come. Just keep that in mind. It's not official, okay? Where was I at? With Bitcoin wallets, where you maintain full control of your Bitcoin, move it off to an exchange like Coinbase, you are responsible for securing your wallet and with a seed phrase. I personally recommend using a couple of blah 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 blah. Anyway, so here we go. So for newcomers to Bitcoin, this whole process might seem overwhelming, which is why I think Apple might approach it in a couple of ways. You know what would be cool? It would be really cool if Apple tapped Divi on their shoulder, because they have a really awesome application and they've already taken the path forward to make it as easy to use as possible, which is kind of Apple's mantra. That's kind of what they do. They make technology easy, and they attempt to. So, interesting things that I think Apple might approach in a couple of ways. Operate like an exchange, set up a software wallet with an iCloud backup of the seed phrase, use Bitcoin Lightning Network for Apple Pay Cash. Interesting. Looky there. Coinbase is now showing how to buy Very. Yeah, you guys need to pay attention to Veritasium. You really need to pay attention to Veritasium. So something to kind of pay attention to. Apple will probably, just like all retailers, just like all merchants, will probably eventually start accepting cryptocurrency for its goods and services, or products, excuse me, but it will also probably set up a way for you to use cryptocurrency. I would not put it past them. The reason I wouldn't put it past them is because they already have the infrastructure in place to do that type of stuff. All they have to do is enable that kind of features. It would not surprise me at all if they did that. it would not surprise me at all if most merchants in the world started accepting cryptocurrency in the not too far future as tender for products, goods, and services, things like that. Keep an eye on it, folks. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it there. What is it? Yep, it's 1 o'clock here Eastern time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say cut it there. And yeah, I have a show at 4:30 this afternoon. For later this week, shows may be different coming into the new year. Different meaning timing. We will see what I'm able to do. I know we're going to go visit some family and stuff like that, so I will keep you up to date. So for tomorrow, I should have a regular 12:30 show. If anything changes, I will let you know on Patreon. Yeah. So anyways, we'll go with there. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.